And one day, you realize that the people who have been caring for you are not your family. The man you loved is not your father. The woman who cared and nurtured you is not your mother. It's all a fantasy. This is what happens when we bring the reality of Karbala to those Muslims who do not respect and love the Ahlul Bayt. Their fantasy world is shattered. And they would rather accept fantasy than reality, because they cannot cope with the pain and the suffering that we are going to go through this month. Not just this month, but all throughout our lives. We think of Imam Hussein, his family, the suffering, the struggle, being shackled, being humiliated. We think of this. We take that pain within us and we strive as Shia to survive, to hold our head up and have dignity. This is the struggle. But there's a bigger battle now. I have never heard the word Shia mentioned on television so many times. Shia, 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 majority Shia, Shiite. This is our time. 10 years ago, you could say Shia and nobody would have any inclination of what you are saying. This is our time. Allah has promised us this. This is our opportunity to bring back the respect and dignity of our madhab, to bring the understanding to the people of what we believe, what we really believe, and who we really love. Brothers and sisters, I'm not lying. This is not passion. This is not jazba. Look on the television and see that now this is your time. The gates for dialogue, for understanding, are now here for us. And we must seize this opportunity. We must help the patient with their cognitive dissonance. It's not going to be easy. But I know this institution is a place of learning. I've seen the young boys here and girls study. I've seen the awards and the medals that the young people have for their efforts and studying. But now we're at the time of sacrifice, where we do something great for no reward. And this means for us to go out into the world, especially at this occasion, to talk about our beloved Imam Hussein. Ashura Day. What it means. Why it happened. Who's the good guys? Who's the bad guys? People ask me who do not know about Islam, and I explain about Ashura Day and Imam Hussein alayhi salam. They say, Abdullah, how can this be a victory? Why did your Imam go, only 72 people, and meet thousands? How is this a victory? I say this is a victory because I am stood here. And I am Shia. from the most hated sect in the world, I'm here. We are here. We are reciting the words of our Imams. We have Najul Balaga to guide us. We remember Fatima Al-Zahra, the model child, the model daughter, the model wife. And we ask our sisters, our daughters, and our wives to emulate, to imitate, to follow the infallibles. This is why we have a victory. We are not following people. We're not following conjecture. We're not following people's fancies. We are following the people, the bedrock, the beacons, and the light of Islam. Salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. We understand the word treachery. We understand the meaning of cover-up. We must relate that now. I'm asking everybody here now. This is a challenge to your manhood, to my manhood, to your womanhood, your sisterhood. Do not let the sacrifice of Imam Hussein be just on your lips. Let it be in your hearts. Let it be your sword. Let it be your shield. Because good days lie ahead for our people. Allah has opened the gates for us. We must use this opportunity now to rescue people from their mental illness. This is our time. If we look across the world today, how many countries can we say are Islamic states? They claim to be Islamic states. How many? The majority of Muslim countries across this globe are controlled by puppets. Puppets of America. In the eyes of America, democracy is a state that they control. So Egypt is a democracy because Hosni Mubarak, that's what Bush says. You want to find the real believers in Egypt? You go to the prison cells. That's where they are. Another democracy is Saudi, because they pay for their democracy. They pay America for democracy. So they're okay. There are very few. The real leadership of Islam will come from the households of you here today. It will not come from elected people who wear shirts and ties and suits and sit down with our knees. People like Yazid of that time. We have Yazid today. The real leadership of Islam is in this room here today. And I can feel it beating and pumping in the hearts of you people here today. The battle between good and evil in this society is the battle between the state and the family. The family is where you rear leaders. That's why we look to the Ahlul Bayt, because it's the family with a proven track record of excellent leadership. So this we follow. In the time of the revolution in Iran, the Westerners asked Imam Khomeini, where are your soldiers? Where are your people for this revolution? Khomeini told him that my soldiers are sat on the laps of their mothers. This is crucial. Leaders don't come from institutions, colleges, community centers. They come from pious women who fear Allah. That's where the leaders come from. That's where Hassan and Hussein alayhi salam came from, a pious woman. So this is what we need. And we need to support those women as men. This is our role. I'm asking you today to join a global movement where we remember Imam Hussein alayhi salam in our actions. So we speak up against injustice of Muslims and non-Muslims. We speak up against injustice against the orphans in our lands. We speak up for the rights of women. We protect our mothers because heaven lies at their feet. Most of all, Imam Hussein alayhi salam must not be words on the tips of our tongues. It should be action. I repeat that this is our time. Watch the news. Listen to how many times you hear the word Shia. It's a calling to us to seize this moment. People who are not Muslim, we need to speak to them. We need to invite them to Islam. And we need to tell them about the Ahlul Bayt. More so, we need to tell them, because this world is a terrible place at the moment, we need to tell them about sacrifice. And I can not give you, or anyone else, a greater example of human sacrifice than our beloved Imam Hussein alayhi salam.